Who are you? What brought you here? These were the first two questions Sadia asked me as I approached the back corner of the dimly lit, crowded coffee shop. Several books lay open face down, and empty drink cups were messily spread atop her table. I placed my backpack on the floor and took the vacant chair beside her. Without my interview sheet and recorder, we talked. And by talked, I mean I spent the next 30 minutes answering a series of rapid-fire questions about my personal background and journey to the project. Like many I interviewed before and after her, Sadia wanted to know where I came from, what my police experiences were, why I wanted to know about other Black women's stories, and most importantly, how long I had cared. With them, my race and gender were often considered a proxy for someone who might understand their untold and unrecognized experiences of violence. However, this often was not enough. They also wanted to know my story. This storytelling vetting process, where Black women used my story to decide how I might interpret what I heard, was integral to determining if they would share their stories with me. As someone with experience navigating the space between, I understood the importance of this process. I also understood Sadia less as someone who was closed off or cold, and more as someone who had learned invaluable survival strategies over the course of her life. Thus, it was only after sufficiently answering Sadia's questions that she and I moved to an outside patio for more privacy so she could answer mine. Still, we spent an additional 20 minutes of me taking handwritten notes before she eventually gave me permission to record our conversation. A medium brown-skinned Black African American in her early 30s with dreads, Sadia is fluid in her gender and sexuality. When I asked how she wanted to be identified, Sadia shared that she uses she as her pronouns and woman as an identifier, explaining why she also politically locates herself as a Black woman. Growing up in low-income, predominantly Black neighborhoods in a large city on the East Coast shaped Sadia's political commitments then and now as an adult. Despite her professional degree, Sadia worked several jobs to make ends meet, and most of her free time was spent engaged in community work. As we discussed her childhood, I asked Sadia, "Did anybody talk to you about the police at all when you were growing up?" "Absolutely." "What were those conversations like?" "Same conversations I'm having with him," speaking about her nephew whom she was helping to raise. She called these talks "what to do when" conversations in which she instructed him to make no subtle movements and give short answers. This was also the advice young Sadia and her brother received from their mother and stepfather.